After a bad breakup, I was invited to move in with two men that were just really nice and giving me a chance as a 25-year-old with no education, no background, no nothing. It was David and Anthony. As soon as I moved in, David fell sick. And I didn't know this, but both David and Anthony had AIDS. I had to take care of David. I bathed him. I ran him to the bathroom when we had to go to the bathroom. I shaved him. I changed his diaper. At 25, I didn't imagine that I would have to be doing any of this. And it impacted me, very much so. When I asked a friend of mine who is Caucasian about HIV and AIDS, he said, "Oh, it's not like that anymore." And I said, do you know many people of color? Because I guarantee that you probably have more access to healthcare than we do, and we also have more disparities. And to know someone of color, you have to know their culture, you have to know who they are, you have to know what their issues are to be able to know them. And in 2006, it was my turn. I was diagnosed. My first thought was, oh God, I'm not gonna have any children. My second thought was, what are my parents gonna think of me? And my third thought was, I'm gonna die early. Well, now, my parents found out. A relative told my mother, and my whole family called me on the phone, and they were all bawling and crying. And I was like, what's going on? Did someone die? Like, why are you crying? And they said, Justin, we heard you had AIDS. And I said, no, I don't. And they said, well, do you have HIV? And I said, damn, they're smart. Fuck. I said, yes, I have HIV. And they started bawling more. And I said, listen. I understand you're crying because this is crazy news to hear from a relative, not from me. I said, I need you to stop crying for me and be strong with me. I'm gonna need your strength, not your tears. And then they stopped. And ever since then, they've been in my corner. Oh, sorry, that's a Grindr notification. Oh, now we're back. Okay, great. He's not interested. So in 2008, my doctor said, you're gonna have to go on medication because your viral load is going crazy. And I said, okay, so, oh my gosh, what does that look like? What does that look like? What cocktail are you gonna put me on? I said, Norvir, Rayatez, and Truvada. I said, 3 pills, right? I said, well, I think it's gonna be 4. And I'm like, okay, I have to take those every day? Yes. So then what I did was I, looked in the internets, and I was looking for other African American men like myself that were going through this, that were actually saying, this is what I have to go through when I have HIV, this is what it looks like. I want you to guess how many I found. Anybody want to just put out a number? Oh, look. Who's the brightest student in school? So yeah, I found none. And I was kind of surprised. And then I realized stigma is strong. Fear is strong. But hope is stronger. So what I did was I said, let me turn the camera on myself. And I said, this is what I have to go through every single, well, not every day, because I don't want y'all in my business like that. But I said, this is what I have to go through. Taking this medication, this is what it makes me feel. This is what jaundice looks like. My eyes turned yellow, my liver was pretty much shot. It was awful. But I realized something, that doing this would give somebody else hope. So I created Justin's HIV Journal, and it's on YouTube, and it's been there since 2008. I consulted a mentor, and I said, what do you think? Do you think this is a good idea? What are your thoughts? And he said, well, just to let you know, no one's gonna wanna have sex with you anymore. And I was like, okay, jerk, all right. What a jerk. So I used that anger, and then I started doing other things. I said, okay, well, what else can I do besides this journal? Like, there's some other things that I can do. So I wrote a children's book that says I Have a Secret. It's about a little boy who has HIV. I wrote an HIV advice column book. I wrote a book on PrEP. It's actually my dissertation. And I republished it just so I can give someone hope, just so people are more informed and aware of HIV. And then in 2010, I became Mr. Maryland Leather 2010, honey. So, my platform was, of course, HIV awareness. And the message I want to give to you tonight and to everybody else is hope. To my former mentor, who said, no one's gonna ever want to have sex with me again. What a crock of shit. And then I said to myself, well, I don't cook, I don't clean, but baby, I got this fucking ring. And thank you, Philip and Joey, for loving me so much. So, you remember the first time I said, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna have any children. Like, that was my first thought. You guys remember? Well, I have two wonderful children that are also LGBTQ, that are thriving back in Maryland, that are making their dads proud. Thank you, London and Tavis. I love you so much. My parents, what are my parents gonna think of me? Well, as of right now, they are damn proud of me. They are really proud of me. And, you know, I'm a little competitive, just a little bit. So, my parents both have their master's degrees, right? Good job. I have 5 college degrees. Love you guys. Hope you're watching. And a lot of college debt, but that's okay. So, I know they only gave me 5 minutes to speak, and I don't know how long it's been, but it's okay. We're almost wrapping up. I know some of you are really cold. There's a true mentor that I had. Has any of you guys ever heard of MTV's Real World? Yeah? Do you guys know who Pedro Zamora is?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a quote that I have from him that just touches me, and it gives me hope. So if you don't mind, I'd like to read it. My reality today is that I'm a person living with AIDS. I'm not dying. I'm living with it, and until my last breath, I will be a person living with AIDS. There's so much to be said about his courage and strength, but it's also the hope that he gave people like me and other generations. Now, I'm gonna leave you with my quote. This is my little quote. This is, don't take hope, give hope. Don't take hope, give hope. Start putting out positive vibes into the world and they'll come back to you.
Amen.
Now, I have to go and I'm so sorry to have to leave you guys, but I'm attending George Santos's political funeral. So, that being said, thank you so much. Bye.